Hey bestie, my name is Emily and today we are going to be using a spinner wheel to pick my April TBR. I am new to this whole things picking my TBR, okay? Usually I pick it for myself, but I thought we'd spice it up. I did just find this TBR prompts wheel already made, so we'll see how it is. Maybe if you guys want to leave some prompts down below, I can create my own. So I am at college, so I only have room for a certain number of books. So I think I am going to choose 5 or 6 books from this TBR prompt wheel. I also have a wheel for the 26 books I would like to read in 2026, so I will be choosing 2 books off of there as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I will tell you guys kind of what I'm in the mood for as I'm pulling things up. I'm in the mood for romance. I've been in my cowboy romance era, okay? I'm in the mood for like YA fantasy. I'm not really in the mood for anything too heavy, you know? Spin number 1, a book with a black cover. Okay, this should be pretty simple, pretty easy. I have basically a shelf of black covers right here, okay? How I have my bookshelf organized is fantasy, romance, mystery, okay? But I do have a lot here. Let's see. We have some of these. These are on my 26 to read in 2026. A lot of them are. I have not really been in the mood for thrillers, so I probably will not pick any of those. It's so hard. Okay.
That's what she said.
Okay. I have 3 that are not on my 26 to read in 2026. So the first one is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This is mostly black, but green, you know. 17-year-old Alice and her mother have spent most of Alice's life on the road, always one step ahead of uncanny bad luck biting at their heels. But when Alice's grandmother, the reclusive author of a book in a pitch dark fairy tales, dies alone at her estate, the Hazelwood, Alice discovers how bad her luck can really get. Her mother is stolen away from a figure who claims to come from a cruel supernatural world where her grandmother's stories are set. Alice's only lead is the message her mother left behind: stay away from the Hazelwood. So, this sounds super interesting. I think this is YA, but I'm not 100% sure. It was quoted as best book of the year, so. I also have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is the first book in her Never After series. It is a dark romance series about Disney villains. So, James has always had one agenda: destroy his enemy, Peter Michaels. When Peter's 20-year-old daughter Wendy shows up in James's bar, he sees his way in, seduce the girl, and use her for his revenge. It's the perfect plan until things in James' organization begin to crumble. Suddenly, he has to find the traitor in his midst, and his plan for revenge gets murkier as James starts to see Wendy as more than just a pawn in his game. So I think another promising lead. And then I have Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is about 17-year-old Alex and her mother have spent years on the run from the Covenant, a school where the pure descendants of gods hone their powers, and half-mortal teens like Alex try to kill demons for them. But when her mom is murdered by demons and she has no one else to turn to, Alex finds herself back at the Covenant, where she has 2 options: become a servant for the Pures or work twice as hard as anyone to catch up in her training. So those are the 3 I'm choosing between. Just based off the synopsis, I'm kind of leaning towards the Hazelwood. I don't know, the thought of dark fairy tales just is intriguing me. So I think I'm gonna pick The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. That one has also been on my TBR for a very long time, so I'm excited to get it off. Next one. This part's always so nerve-wracking, like a book I bought this year. Okay, I know exactly which book I'm going to pick. It's up here. I did just buy it, okay, and it is Cash by Jessica Peterson. As I previously stated, I've been in my cowboy romance era, so I'm starting a new universe with this, and I am so excited. This says, Molly Luck has run out of luck. When her strange father unexpectedly dies, he leaves his massive cattle ranch to her, but not without a catch. To collect her inheritance, city girl Molly must move back to her small-town Texas ranch she left as a child when her parents split and manage it for a full year. Needing money to invest in her company, Molly resigns herself to moving to cowboy country. A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do, but there's one giant roadblock in her plan. The ranch's grumpy foreman, Cash Rivers. Never mind how good he looks in his Wranglers and chaps, he's rude, growly, and wants Molly gone. Forced to work aside each other, Molly and Cash are soon having late-night conversations beneath the stars and dancing cheek to cheek at the local dive bar. But Molly's stay in Hartsville is only temporary, and you know what they say about cowboys? They may break horses, but they also break hearts. Does that not just sound like the best book ever? Okay, I'm so excited. Easy pick, book number 2. On to book number 3, a book with a character's name in the title. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Okay, I have 2 to choose from. The first one is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Her name is Magnolia Parks, so like obviously. This has been pitched to me as kind of like Gossip Girl, but a book. I know it's very toxic, very messy. It is London socialites. So, and I know a lot of people love this book, so very exciting. So this is option number 1. Option number 2, I have Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Carrie Soto is fierce, and her determination to win at any cost has not made her popular. By the time she retires from tennis, she is the best player the world has ever seen. She has shattered every record and has claimed 20 Grand Slam titles. And if you ask Carrie, she's entitled to every one. She sacrificed nearly everything to become the best, with her father Javier as her coach. A former champion himself, Javier has trained her since the age of 2. At 37 years old, Carrie makes a monumental decision to come out of retirement and be coached by her father for one last year in an attempt to reclaim her record. Even if the sports media says that they never liked the battle axe anyway. If I know anything about Taylor Jenkins Reid, she does in fact write heartbreaking books. So I know that there will be some sad stuff in here. I am kind of leaning towards this book because I played tennis in high school and the season was always in the spring, starting about this time. So I'm kind of feeling like now is the time to read about tennis. Moving on to number 4, a dark romance. Okay, so I have not a lot here, I would say. I mean, I have Hooked, which we talked about. I have a couple dark romances back at my apartment at college. I think the one I'm going to choose is called Run Little Killer. It's by Darma Day. Date is a placeholder. Justice failed me, karma turned a blind eye, and they locked me away in hopes to silence me. They called it a psychotic break. Briarwood Asylum was supposed to rehabilitate me, but joke's on them, I escaped. Unhinged, unstable, and on the loose, I ran with blood on my hands and no real plan. But I guess fortune favors the bold because 2 rugged bikers stopped and offered me a ride. The girl I was before never would have climbed into the back of a broody guy's motorcycle, but now I've been stripped of my dignity and painted as crazy, so what's left to lose? It was supposed to be a means to an end, a few nights, a shared motel bed, and a free ride back to Englewood. Then another body drops, and my sexy road trip companions suddenly become my accomplices. But who's the real villain in this story? The monster I've become, or the monsters that made me who I am? This ride doesn't end till I get the justice I deserve. They claimed I was a snake in the grass, so I'll show them just how deadly I can be when I strike back. Okay. I really have nothing more to say about that. I met this author at an event, so I'm very excited. So, okay, last but not least for the prompts, we have a book with a number in the title. A book with a number in the title. Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 bum. I think I have 2. So I have 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This is a YA thriller. It takes place over the span of 8 hours on a road trip. So That's very exciting. And then I have Binding 13. This is on my 26 read in 2026. So I'm scared of this book. I don't really know much. I know it's sad and I'm scared. So, but also, why is it like 600 pages? I think out of pure fear, I'm going to choose 5 Survive just because I'm scared of Binding 13. Okay, those are the books from the TBR prompt wheel. Up next, I have my 26th read in 2026. This is just the title of the books. It's not prompts. So we'll pick 2 from here. You know what I don't want? Alchemized, okay? The Faraway Inn. Okay, this is actually perfect. The Faraway Inn by Beth Durst actually releases this month on the 7th. This is, I believe, her first YA novel. I'm very excited. I know it takes place in a magical inn, and that's about all I know. When 16-year-old Calissa arrives at her great-aunt's B&B in rural Vermont for the summer, she's shocked to find a run-down inn rather than the cozy bed and breakfast she was expecting. Grumpy and eccentric Auntie Z is determined to keep anyone from messing with her beloved inn, even though she clearly needs help. To convince her great aunt to keep her around, Calissa sets to work fixing up the inn, enlisting extra help from the groundkeeper's handsome grandson. But the longer she stays, the surer she is that there's something strange about the B&B and its guests, something almost otherworldly. The inn is keeping a magical secret, but to protect the place she's come to love, Calissa must unravel the truth before it's too late. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm not mad about that at all. This is our final pick. Okay, this is another book I do not own. It is The Academy by Elin, Hildebrand, and her daughter Shelby Cunningham. This is a novel that takes place at an academy where there's secrets. I don't know. I feel like I'm so bad at explaining books. I'm so sorry. It's move-in day at Tiffin Academy, and amidst the happy chaos of friends reuniting, selfies uploading, and cars unloading, shocking news: America Today just ranked Tiffin the number 2 boarding school in the country. It's a 17-spot jump. Was there a typo? The dorms need to be renovated. Their sports teams always come in last place. And let's just say Tiffin students are known for being more social than academic. On the other hand, the campus is exquisite, class sizes are small, and dining hall is run by an acclaimed New York chef. And they do have fun, lots of parties, school dances, and a piano man that plays in the student lounge every Monday night. But as the air of Tiffin is suffused with self-congratulation, the wheels begin to turn, and then they fall off the bus. One by one, scandalous blind items begin to appear on the phones across Tiffin's campus, thanks to a new app called Zip Zap, and nobody is safe. From the international influencer and resident queen bee to the new and surprisingly young history teacher, a transfer student who seems determined to not fit in, to the admissions director with a somewhat idiosyncratic methodology, everyone has something to hide. As if high school wasn't dramatic enough, as the year unfolds, bonds are forged and broken, secrets are shared and exposed, and the lives of Tiffin students and staff are changed forever. I think that sounds very interesting, and I am very excited to read that and mark it off my list. So that is my April TBR. Let's kind of run it back for a second. So we picked The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Cash by Jessica Peterson, 5 Survive by Holly Jackson, Run Little Killer by Darma Day, The Faraway Inn by Beth Durst, and The Academy by Elin, Hildebrand, and Shelby Cunningham. I think this is a great lineup of books, and I'm super excited. I hope you're super excited. I would love to know if you have read any of these books and what's on your April TBR. If you made it this far, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!